second game, at some point during the game, I wrote down what Fogg said. How is TNC going to make plays? And I feel like this is going to be kind of like where we're going to circle back to every time we talk about this match. Kazu.
Yeah, but I do think it actually comes down back to the laning stage. I think they made a very big mistake with how they set up their support heroes in this game. I think in this game what's important for them is that the TA has a good game and that the Legion has a good game. Because if it's TA alone, I mean, who's really going to back him up? Naga's farm is somewhat not useless, but it won't matter much until the mid game, till he has Manta Diffuser combined. So therefore, I think they needed to put the Eng with the Legion to make sure that hero has a good game. But they didn't do that. I think the only logical reason they maybe didn't is that they wanted to put Eng against Disruptor to nullify that hero's effect, which I personally think is the wrong choice, but it is what they ended up doing. And I think that's why this early mid game did not go that good for them.
Legion Commander is such a, as an offlaner, like you have to have a good laning phase, and then on top of that, your first couple of kills need to go well. You need to start being able to snowball off that. Otherwise, your initiation turns into you running at a Medusa and activating Ghost Scepter.
Get him, boys.
Creative.
It's like that's the best he could do at that point in time. I think like ultimately TNC, what I want to see them do in Game 3 is just plan their draft so they have at least one active hero at all times, right? Because it felt like at this point in time, both TA and Legion Commander, if their lanes don't go well, then they're not going to be active for you. You don't have any playmakers, and it's not going to be made out of Enchantress Wyvern. That duo is not going to be able to run around, get you kills.
Yeah, own Clockwork. Ice, in that bottom lane, like almost 2 full solo kills on a Naga Siren, which is just crazy, and then just took over the game from there. They did almost throw the game away at that tier 3 push bottom, but they were so far ahead and they had the better late game, they were fine.
Yeah, I love the rapier purchase. Confident. I think that when you buy that early on, like not as we're gonna lose if we don't buy rapier, but
and it was the best because they bought it, and we always talk about don't run uphill when you don't have vision. I'm pretty sure they ran uphill when they didn't have vision, but their Medusa was just one-shotting everyone, so they didn't really care.
I mean, they just wanted to find pickup with that surprise rapier, right?
Yeah, and then they found pickoffs and found the win.
We saw yesterday, Nigma actually drafted a similar lineup between Game 1 and Game 2, but they made slight adjustments into Game 2 that made it look a lot better. And I think Fnatic did something a little bit similar here. They're still trying to overwhelm you when it comes to aggression, but this time around, they had this solid anchor in the Medusa. I think that's one adjustment that I like out of them. 23 Savage, just give him a hard carry that will really be your win condition. And then the other thing I want to see from them is just to make sure their laning phase was better, which Ice did it by himself, basically.
Yes. He definitely stepped up. Let's see if he deserved the MVP this time around for game number 2. What did you vote for?
I think so. It might be.
I think it's Savage.
23 Savage.
He has a rapier.
Carry.
Nice.
I guess he is a fan favorite too, right? So if you have a good game and you're a fan favorite,
yes. And then there's he had got especially the start. It was a really good Clockwork performance for sure. So no surprise there. Keep in mind you can also vote again during the 3rd game of the series. But before we have the 3rd game of the series, we're going to show you this.
Great Gaming Esports, professional esports housemaker.
of TNC taking on Fnatic. The Southeast Asian matchup, and it is elimination on the line. One more game, one team moving forward, another one falling flat. TNC is the defending champion of the previous major.
Oh.
Fnatic got eliminated at this very same position last time around, and they would not like to have that happen again. And we're in the draft.
We are.
Winter first pick.
Yep, Fnatic got first pick again. Instant ban IO from TNC, and we got some different bans this time. We got the Doom, we got the Disruptor, not going through. Bat Rider again in the first phase.
Yeah, they really respect that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that the Disruptor was taken out, because I think the response last game wasn't, that great. So I think you just remove it, make it a bit more comfortable for yourselves.
Please not Legion.
if they do it, they're throwing. No, you can't do it.
There's no way you're going to pick it against Wyvern, right?
No, it's like, oh,
And now I
there's
wanted
one
to pick
Wyvern.
No Omni.
No Omni. If you're looking at offlaners, I mean, the Baton that we talk about is still in the
maybe.
pool, but they go for the Shaker.
You can pick up something like Bat maybe a little bit later. We'll see.
Nope.
Nope, they cannot.
First
Banned
ban,
again.
Very first, or very last of the first phase.
Yeah, by them, actually.
Anything. Oh my god, all right, Alex.
Scrub. But I already like it. I think Fogged will be happy. Guess what? There's a playmaker
Yes.
on TNC. They got one.
They
And
got
already
one.
it does make a big difference, right? Because now your middle laner has to feel a little unsafe. We talked about how just the Leshrac with an Earthshaker on the other team, all of a sudden, oh, this is not that good of a hero middle.
Yeah, and we saw Tim's with his Shaker rotate a lot in the first game of the series as well. He made a lot of plays. He made a lot of things happen. So yeah, good opening. And the Magnus Winter Wyvern. Are we liking that?
I love Magnus, so.
I like Magnus, but I think for me, the most successful strategy I've seen against these mag lineups is when you play really fast. So it used to be like maybe you would take this mag and it's a slower lineup because he's just going to be an empower bot to somebody else. And that hero needs time to be able to build up. So you pick something that is going to hit a really strong mid-game timing just ahead of you, like Alchemist or something.
Yeah.
But now I think it's actually, because the mag can turn into a hard carry, you want to play a faster lineup. So I really like the Dro, Huskar lineups that you can play against that. I want to see something that is going to dominate the laning phase and start bulldozing through towers, limit the amount of neutrals that they have available to farm with Empower.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised about the PL ban here because, they have Mag themselves, and Mag is super strong against PL nowadays. Also, one thing to note about the first phase picks, I like Shaker a lot, first of all, with Ench, and I like it a lot when you're second pick. When you're second pick, usually you get to pick your midder later, and Shaker is at his strongest when he gets to rotate to lanes that are already strong, so he empowers them to be even stronger. So therefore, I think that pick makes a lot of sense. Other bans here, maybe for Fnatic, are, another save hero is probably, that is something good for TNC. Other than that, it's kind of open. Ench could be 5 as well, as it was in the last game. But I think the strongest role for that hero is the offlane.
Should we think about, if you're TNC, banning out the Clockwork? Because I know they've been banning out the Timber Saw at this point in the game.
It's definitely in the back of your head, especially with an Enchantress Earthshaker, right? These are the two heroes, even in laning phase, you just get run at. Even in the mid game, you just get run at. It's hard to commit a ban to a hero I'm sure most teams don't consider good.
True.
I just assume, Kez, are you captain? Was there a time of players can you ban this here? And you're like, that hero is trash.
Of course, some people,
Yeah.
specific players, they're paranoid about specific heroes. So sometimes you just have to tell them, no man, you need to chillax, it's fine.
They didn't ban the OD despite having a Magnus. That matchup's kind of, that matchup, the whole idea of Mag is that you're supposed to use this Empower in the mid lane to be able to, you just have better damage, right? So you're going to out-CS them. But OD counteracts that by being able to imprison you out. So most of the time we see Mag picked up, OD's banned.
Yeah, I think they're both kind of going to farm in the mid lane. I think Mag is still okay against OD, because I think most heroes in general, they don't really enjoy that lane, you can't win it. So you can try to get some CS and then head back to the jungle and kind of farm. But overall, this OD pick is very solid. It's also really good against Winter Wyvern.
Yeah.
And if they put, because are we assuming that Mag is going to be middle?
I would assume until we see other heroes, yeah.
Yeah, it is open, so of course it can be safe. It could even be offlane for Ice Ice Ice. He's played that in the past. So, but usually I think mid is like the most default lane for that hero.
It's like the way you guys are describing it, that would be the only reason why you would let the OD in the pool. It's because you're not planning on putting them against each other. The
Or you're
Lich still
just
coming
not
out.
scared.
Or they forgot.
Or they forgot.
All right.
That's what makes Dota so great.
All
Look
right,
at that. Hey, Insta-ABBA.
So I was going to bring up Abaddon at some point for this draft for TNC simply because they have this strong concept of sustain, right? Throughout this, like both
All
game
3
1 and
games.
game 2, right?
Yeah.
Already.
They have this idea against Fnatic, and when you have a lot of the sustain heroes being banned away, like the Omni Knight, the IO, you can't get your hands on that anymore. Well, what's another KP classic? Bad.
Good laner. We talked about it. Lanes have been a big part of. I mean, lanes are always a big part of Dota, but especially this tournament, it feels like we've seen some run over lanes into run over games.
It's another hero that like you just need to give a slight bit of a lead, and he'll be able to do okay. Not as good as Omni, but
Ooh. The
There it is.
23 Savage anti-mage, and that does mean that Fnatic is most likely saving Ice's hero for last.
Looks like it.
Which makes sense because you don't know yet what you're up against in terms of core. But what are we thinking about the anti-mage? Because we have seen 23 Savage play it before this tournament, only once against Aster, but they did win.
I think this hero is great, especially in this game with Magnus. I don't know how he's gonna build, because I know there were some people that they would skip the Fury when you play with Mag.
Go like
but of
Wild
course,
Man.
Empower is a bit different now. It is worse for your allies. So I don't know if he's still gonna opt to pick up the Battle Fury, but his lane should be good. His game should be fine as well, as long as he has a decent start. He matches up well against OD later on.
Isn't Abaddon a little scary against anti-mage, or do you just burn his mana and he's not able to do anything?
He has Lich with him, and
I
the
think
ABBA
Lich.
support is only a Shaker, so that kind of offsets the power of Abaddon in the lane.
Okay.
Exactly. I think it's literally AM, maybe a crab laner, but this Lich can almost 2v1 the ABBA and the Earthshaker.
Yeah,
You're going to
this-
start with like 6 mangoes.
I wonder if TNC can switch up the lane somehow. Because Abaddon just, like, when he's left solo against an AM, especially with the Lich, you're just going to get crushed. I don't think you're going to get a whole lot.
Crushed, yeah.
I wonder if they can pick up some sort of, like, aggro lane where they put the safe lane hero into the AM to try and pressure him more.
Pangolier maybe here for Fnatic. I think they need a type of hero in the early game that can play around with Lich, Wyvern, and maybe Mag to make some plays around the map. So some magi damage, a guy that just makes some space for the AM. Because kind of both him and Mag need to hit a lot of creeps in this game.
And what about a Timbersaw? You guys liked it against Enchantress previous game, but we saw the Enchantress on the safe lane last time, not in the off lane.
It
Not
could,
against OD.
it could make some space, but it's not the greatest against OD.
Yeah,
It
I
will
love
be the Pango, as you said.
Because going back to what Fox said, you need a playmaker, and if you look, like Wyvern Lich, they're not really roaming around. In Magnus AM, they want to hit creeps. This Pango, he's going to be the big dog running around.
All right, final pick for TNC. They need a carry that can keep up with anti-mage
Or just push quicker.
or push
with an
quicker.
OD type. It's
But
tough.
in this meta, you kind of want to be able to keep up.
You do.
Surely.
As we've been seeing, games have
Games
been going
have
longer
been going
and longer
long.
as teams have figured each other
They have
out.
a lot of time. I'm not quite sure how many carries they've played or like what heroes.
I can tell you.
Yeah,
but,
go ahead.
Hell yeah.
Gyro, the ones that I'm going to mention only the ones that are not banned out. So Gyro, there's not that much left. Medusa
Gyro.
and Naga Siren.
Monkey King
Because-
maybe?
Yeah.
If he feels great
Versatile
about Monkey,
man.
could be okay. I
Wait,
feel like them
I went through the wrong team.
up.
That was only for 23 Savage. I should be
Recap.
looking at Gabi.
I
Where did my
like
note go?
They played a Viper game, I think. Side lane.
I could see Monkey, but I'm not sure.
They played Avoid, Shadow Fiend, Ricky of the heroes that are
Ricky.
still.
Something
Against
crazy
AM?
is coming.
Huskar is coming. Is that crazy enough?
How they're laning right now.
So they're putting, is it side lane OD or is it?
I guess it's safe OD.
Yeah, it's Gabby OD.
Yeah.
And we've seen that a little bit. I know during the qualifier, well, of course, that was a little bit ago. During the qualifiers, it was played quite a bit in NA, actually.
So they think instead of trying to address the AM's lane, I mean, maybe the OD goes into the AM lane. I have no idea, but there seems like a harder adjustment in trying to keep this mag down. So
What are we thinking, guys?
This seems to be the closest one. Cap,
Yeah?
you got to choose the next 3 seconds.
I don't really.
Well, 3
Both teams are
seconds
missing like a
over.
lot of playmakers, man. I don't feel good about either lineup in a way. I think TNC, or sorry, Fnatic.
You think
The
Fnatic?
Pango AM.
All right, I'm gonna go with TNC. I have faith in their timing, but honestly, I think it's pretty close.
It is pretty close.
I'm going to
That's
go with
way
the
we liked
damn
it.
good game.
Yeah.
Let's have it with Only Pixel and Fog.
Time for the deciding game between TNC and Fnatic. I'm Only Pixel here with Fogged. And Fogged, we do have that last pick, the Huskar, coming into play. How scared should Fnatic be?
That's a good question. I'm not too sure. Like, I think that they just need to hold on. And they do have heroes that can hold on pretty well, right? The Wyvern, they have the Pango, they have the Magnus. They have good ways of D-push, good ways of defending towers with the shield, from the Lich as well. But can they stall long enough for this anti-mage to actually have a game? That is going to be the big question to have. Is he going to actually be able to get to that force where he can actually like fight and just survive this maybe first 30-something minutes? It seems like the draft for TNC really wants to hit that timing on.
And do you think overall, TNC last game, you said you didn't really like the draft because they struggled to sort of be able to make plays. You're seeing this one already just having a shaker in. Did that sort of solve the issues they had in game 2?
It's better than the last one, but it still feels a little bit limited. But it's going to be a lot depending on how this bottom lane goes too. Like, what's Gabby going to be able to get out of this lane? Is he going to be able to actually get any kills, or is he just going to get kind of owned? As it looks like they're going to start off with this aggro tri lane. That might switch away, but I think they might try to get first blood. Okay, just kidding as I say that.
All right, Jab's going to head up top.
Yeah.
Be there ready to help against the dual lane aggression of TNC with this Shaker, Abaddon duo.
I saw the Orb of Venom right away picked up on the Pango, so I was thinking maybe they might try to just make that first aggressive move right off the bat, but not be the case.
Mid lane? I mean,
how's this matchup?
I was going to say, obviously Moon, he's going to be able to clean up waves pretty quick with the Empower. He's got that hefty right click. But you'd imagine once at least the level 3s there on RML, the harassment from the Burning Spears is going to be a little too much for even the tanky Magnus to withstand.
Yeah, more than likely. I'm just wondering if there's any type of situation where the Magnus just catches the Huskar kind of low and he shockwaves him in, and then he gets an extra hit or two on him, because Magnus hits so damn hard. But yeah, I'd imagine that RML, as soon as he gets level 3-4, he's able to really put the pressure on Moon and just force him to spend a lot more money on regen in comparison, because RML he gets the innate built-in regen.
Yeah, Moon, of course, will be able to play the jungle camps just a little bit better than RML will. So whereas RML may have control of the lane, you can expect Moon to probably do a good job of keeping up in farm.
Yeah, we see how hard he hits him every single time, that he is able to get that hit plus shockwave combo. But then you just get hit back even worse. So SKP, there's more mangoes available.
That's another blast. The slow's there, Savage is in. And first blood goes the way of the anti-mage.
They shouldn't be able to pressure this AM too much up in this top lane too. It's an Earthshaker plus an Abaddon. Sure, they can block and ensure that the Abaddon's gonna be able to get experience, but as for actually hurting or slowing down this anti-mage's farm, I'm not really seeing it from the lane in particular. The Huskar, that's a different story, but that'll come later on. Nice. He's just killing the pole, not allowing Marsh to be able to use that at all to reset the positioning of the lane. And yeah, Mag's just straight up jungling. So Mag straight jungling, and Huskar will take the lane. Maybe Mag can actually farm and match at a decent pace because it's a Magnus.
Yeah, I think he will be able to do so. The way he's going to be able to clean up camps is going to keep him level. It just obviously mean that this Huskar will have just a flawless start in that lane, as there's not going to be any hero really that Fnatic will feel comfortable sending towards that mid to soak up experience, with Armel just having full control of that mid lane.
Yeah. See if Tim's actually ends up doing anything to maybe mess or slow down just the farm of the Magnus a tiny bit, or even soak some experience. That might be the case. And he will be able to.
Oh, this is going to be pretty annoying for Moon. I think that his creep farming will be that little bit more, a little less efficient.
And Armel is going to be, he's going to be a pretty farmed Huskar. And if they can really set the tempo around him with that Abaddon, with this draft, can they just like look to pressure down all those towers to not let the AM get all that space with the Empower? Will be interesting to see as we feel. Oh, look at these lovely items on Jabs. 5 mangoes now. He just brought more.
I mean, he knows that there's a lot of kill potential on KP. If he can just keep him low.
Icebrock said it, it's mango season.
Yeah. And the supports, especially Lich players, they know it.
Mm-hmm. The Liches and the Disruptors in particular, they're just like, mangoes, yay! I click my nuke on you, you suffer. And they are suffering. Look at KP, 7-1 last hits.
Getting massively bullied in that top lane.
Yeah. They've made the AM miss a significant amount of last hits though, like in comparison to the OD, you see 22-3 to the 16-10, but he's still doing enough. And he got himself the first blood too, so.
Tims. He's got the Fisher to play with. So Jab's having Savage around. All that he can do, throw out the Fisher, and attempt to maybe snipe some creeps. Won't be the case. Savage gets the neutrals, can get the wave. Moon keeping that efficiency up, stacking caps, cleaning them up.
Ah, the value Gloves of Haste. Such a good item now. 400 gold. Allows you to farm that much faster. Level 4 jungler farming at this rate. Empower. Strong spell.
Pretty much that whole sort of mid scenario going exactly as we've heard of. You're just going to see Armel have the experience advantage, whereas the Magnus can keep up for the most part in terms of gold. The XP for the jungle is just not going to compare to the XP that Armel's soaking up in this lane alone.
Golden jungle is also quite a lot less. He's actually already behind by over 1,000.
Oh.
From that side, because he's fighting like the medium camp that's right next to him. So
yeah,
like, it can be inflated.
Ones.
If it's like a mud golems or like these little satyrs, it really does get inflated by quite a lot.
What's Armel going to do with this though? I guess you stay in the lane until you get the armlet.
Until you take the tower.
Yeah.
Yep. Take the tower, and then he can look to move around and put pressure all over the place and slow down the AM. Just run at the AM's tower, get him out of that lane next after he looks to take out mid. But we already see Wyvern is mid. He wants to slow down that push, especially that first catapult wave in particular.
I mean, there's not too much he can do other than just try and pull the creeps away, because standing close to Armel is not an option. Back up top, KP. They're going to chase him.
They've got the Orb of Venom, but the Blink is on cooldown. KP, he's going to make them work for it if they do even want to change. If they do want to chase, but...
Yeah, he gets away. Heads to the north. They don't catch him out. Archer's going to step in, take the courier away from Jabs.
Very nice. He's gonna hit Jabs. He's got the stun. They've also got Tims here.
They do. They step forward. Jabs able to get the Sinister Gaze off in time, but Tims doesn't matter. Still able to lay down the Fisher on the two of them. Slam down Jabs. March is trapped in.
Oops.
A little bit of an unfortunate side effect there from Tims.
Oh, tower actually switches on Armel for a second. TP comes in from Ice.
They're trying their best to take down the Huskar. An extra TP coming in. A Verifies pop. Armel trying to walk it off. He cannot do so. The regen not strong enough at this point of the game to outdo the heavy right clicks of Moon, as Armel will be knocked out of the middle.
A very convenient Infinite Rune as well to displace him under the tower there, since he doesn't have the RP yet. Wouldn't have been able to do so if he wasn't finding like an Invis or a haste.
Yeah, great heads up though from Fnatic to really use that to maximum potential. You know, Armel, he was having all the space in the world. They cannot afford to let him get too far ahead, as they know that as soon as he does move over to AM's half of the map, it's not going to be happy times for Savage.
Yeah, I love the decision from like Ice in particular. He's only level 4 in the bottom lane, but he's like, they know what the most important things is keep that mid tower alive as long as possible so that they can have the AM actually stay top as long as possible, because as soon as mid tower goes down, Huskar will make the rotation. will inevitably go down, though, and we will see Armel now start to make moves all over the place. Actually, it looks like he's still keeping going, at least for this wave here. But likely to see him pressure the anti-mage lane very, very soon.
M's farm still at the top for his own squad, but both Moon and Ice lagging behind a little bit. Savage's game it's just not going to get easier once Armel starts making the rotations. Pressure will be onto him.
March also getting that courier. Nice little slowdown, Gabby. Able to get in range for the totem. They will. The disarm, though, he's actually forced to throw the ulti because of it. Onto a support.
I don't think he's far. It's a pretty slow-paced game.
Yeah,
so far, 8 minutes, only 2 for 3. They already have the lead TNC in the way that they're farming.
And they got good lane setups. That's pretty much what they went for in this game. They put that OD bottom because he's versus a Pangolier, so he's able to get these last hits quite nicely because they didn't actually put the Lich down there either. I thought that's why they might actually put the Lich to try to slow down the OD at all, but no, not the case. And OD is going to be able to get that full free farm as well as the Huskar.
We'll see it again here. The aggression from TNC to get him, find a play. Tim's unfortunately trapping March into his own death.
It was a nice trap though.
Like you say, hey, 2-man fish, and then March is like, oh. Thanks, Tims.
He was dead anyway. He was gonna get hit by the Arctic bird.
But you know that he was blaming Tims in the chat.
Yeah,
Tims.
I'll give them a drubbing they'll not soon forget.
Stay frosty.
So we're going to have to watch the next few moments of where the Huskar goes. Looks like it is going to be first him finishing the armlet before he actually does leave the lane. He's very close to it anyway, though, so he will have that one. And then likely, as we were saying, go toward that top lane with KP. Still can be a bit tough for them to, like, overall hunt the AM because their lineup is really lacking overall in disables. It's just really the Earthshaker who can set up for it, but that's not really what the draft is the point of them this time around, right? They picked a Huskar because they want to just group up and death.
Yeah, they just want AM out of the way.
Yeah.
So they don't need to kill him. They just need to win the game before he's ready to kill them.
Yeah, exactly. Ice does not get astraled. He is watched stepping up, though. An aggressive swashbuckle forward.
Seen that.
Eating those mangoes. Oh, if you kill him after he eats those double mangoes, yeah, they're going on him now.
Oh,
the
no.
value. Oh, no, Ice. Okay, he's able to get out. All right. Oof. Imagine you eat triple mangoes and you die. Oh, 210 gold down the drain.
The last supper. Top KP. He's got borrowed time. He's fine. I mean, Fnatic, obviously having the Magnus for the AM. AM's farming speed is going to get amped up if he's able to sort of head over when he gets to the point where he has to be forced out of the lane. But
and here's that time.
Yeah, it is now the time where Savage has got to be... He's got to consider where he wants to be anyway. Certainly not in this lane against Armel. He'll head away. Jabs does commit to get the outpost. And he's going to pay with his life. Armel jumps forward.
That's value. Absolutely value. 150 XP to all of your teammates for your death on your 5 position. Well done, Jabs. So yeah, now top tower, and it's just going to have to be, can TNC keep pressing this issue forward onto Fnatic? So it's a lot of eyes on DJ, too, to see how much he can slow them down. Because that's pretty much the big job out of this Wyvern in this game, is just to stall the game out so that AM can get online versus this lineup. Because AM, if he's able to get farmed enough, I mean, he reigns supreme in this game for sure. If he gets to the very late stages.
This tower will be theirs. No chance for Fnatic to try and hold on to the tier 1s. It's not part of their plan for now. They've got to let these outer objectives go whilst they just make as much as they can happen with the space that they do, that they can control safely. They know that with Savage over on the bottom side of the map, he's far away from that scary Huskar.
They can look to fight on these next few towers, though. They have the level 6 on the Pango, the supports as well, Magnus too. AM doesn't want to get involved pretty much at all, but the rest of them can fight pretty well. Like, Pangolier is pretty obnoxious. Even if you're a Huskar who's super tanky and all this, you're just going to keep getting chain stunned if you're in a bad position, so. We could see them look to fight at least around those tier 2s.
Yeah, Savage, it's the safest place on the map, really. Being in the Radiant jungle, this is where he's got to farm. Bottom lane.
Okay.
Set up there with the Sinister Gaze. March does get the chance to start the healer going, but Moon skewers in straight back into the path of Ice's Thunder.
Oh.
They're going for Rose though.
Very early one.
With that armlet, he can do it safely, especially with having KP. I mean, you know, Arm the Husker can do it alone. KP just makes that a little bit safer.
Oh, God. You say that, but
they still get it.
He has to guard
KP's
the,
happy.
He doesn't want to take the Aegis, though.
Oh,
they want the Huskar to get it.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, Gabby
Gabby's
can
there.
have it.
Oh, but that's not who they want to have it.
I mean, KP's happy. He's suddenly level 8.
Yeah, he just got a lot of XP for it, but let's see that one. Oh, the toggle.
I mean, I thought he'd be safe. Like, the shield was broken through. KP didn't have another shield to throw out.
That was a big hit. He bashed, right?
That must have been a bash.
He had 109
definitely
HP.
A bash.
Oh, no.
I thought he'd be safe. I spoke too soon, and he was not. But, yeah. KP, I think KP's happy.
Yeah, KP's definitely.
KP's happy.
He jumped like a full level and level plus or so.
Taking solo XP from the Roche as an offlane about it.
What did you expect?
And the gold too, right? Well, he gets the last hit at least.
Yes, he got the last hit on it. Yeah, well, it was a good job that the Roshan was low, otherwise that could have been a fair bit of a disaster if Armel ended up going down any time earlier in that attempt.
Fnatic gets that rush. It's pretty like, what the hell? Like, Jesus, the game just got impossible pretty much. But now we see Fnatic. We're going to continue to just play the farm game as we expect. Getting closer and closer toward this Battle Fury. TNC, you got to press the issue forward, but now a little bit scary because you don't have a Huskar with an Aegis. You usually want your Huskar with the Aegis to be that very confident frontliner. He still should be pretty confident anyway without it, but that Aegis always gives you that little bit of extra leeway in case you do make a misstep. The OD has it at least, but yeah, you want it on the Huskar.
Oh, Savage. He blinked in.
On cooldown. Blink's on cooldown. Can they actually set up for him with the Echo?
He's gone. They'll drop everything. No messing with the ults.
Should not be showing in lanes at the moment. He has to be playing much safer than that.
I think that was going to be a rude reminder of that for him there. As, you know, blinks in mid, instantly dies. He's not going to do that again.
I don't think he can make a lot of these mistakes in an AM game when you're playing versus a Huskar. If you make one too many, you just lose your entire base. The curse comes out. Is there any other follow-up? Shanefrest not gonna be the greatest. Okay, now bounces back, but just to stall the tower, it seems.
Bottom lane. TNC, they've got another catch. Oh, have they? Swashbuckle and a rollout. Actually, Ice don't even need to use the Thunder.
He's gone for more utility this game again. Not his javelin. No javelin build, which I know makes us sad.
I know. He just missed the damage. That efficiency. That. But as you say, I guess focused on more keeping himself alive and helping out the team.
Being a team player. Oh, and a beautiful find 23 Savage. It hits 15 minutes, and 2 seconds into that 15-minute mark, he gets himself a Ring of Aquila. Can't ask for more. On the other side, Gabby gets himself a Vambrace.
Guy takes it for himself. I wonder if, what kind of fate you want to give that to Armel, don't you? Some of the more value buffing him up, giving him an extra slot early.
It's good on the OD as well. I don't mind the int Vambrace when you do get it on like these int heroes early on. And now he has like an item slot opened up too, probably. So I think he was actually already limited on inventory a bit there. So now he has. I think I saw a Blink Dagger picked up on the OD. So yeah, his Blink Force Staff and a Vambrace and an Aegis. So yeah, he needed the slot.
Well, that is a.
Oh, he left the clumsy net there, but he's got buddies to pick it up.
Yeah, he wants to get the Pango getting it. Well, okay, we'll see it now. Ice didn't go pick it up for himself.
He kills a branch for it. He doesn't even leave the branch. He kills the branch to pick up the clumsy net as Moon.
Mid lane, whoa!
Whoa.
Arm out with the jump in. They're going to need some help with Moon. They do have it. The curse is out. Moon, he's holding on with the RP. He's looking for the 2 big ones. Get the 2 cores. There's the follow-up. Swashbuckle moving in with the Rolling Thunder. Armel taken out as well as Tim's. They turn over towards Mars. The Ench cannot... Or can he escape? He's trying to run. Savage is in. Mana Void does nothing. He did not look at the mana. He just wanted to do it, and it did nothing. Meanwhile, over the other side, Another ult's thrown down. Gabby, seeing him go down the once. Can they do it a second time? Fnatic surrounding him. Gabby skewered back. I mean, if he can't see them, they can't see him, right? That's what he's hoping for. Whoa, just get the blink out, but they've got the chase. Blink is there from Savage.
They don't have the chase.
Well, they're not committing.
They're actually not going to be able to get him there. The blink plus the force.
It was enough. Gabby gets out.
Okay, that's a. I was going to say, if they lose him there, that's going to be real bad. But either way, you know, I was mentioning about you can't make too many mistakes as an anti-mage lineup versus a Huskar draft. You can't make a lot of mistakes as a Huskar draft versus an anti-mage Magnus draft.
Yeah, you've just given anti-mage his battle fury off the back of that fight.
And you didn't even get yourself like a big tower or something to be able to like you didn't trade anything for that there. You just kind of died yourself to give a massive amount of farm to the side of Fnatic.
Really nice Winter's Curse, and then you know you saw the patience from the Magnus, making sure he gets the two big ones in that RP, and he certainly did.
Yep, and a nice Chain Frost follow with Ice. Like we said, there's a lot of team fight on the side of Fnatic, so being able to actually fight at those tier 2s is possible.
Something that TNC will be very aware of next time. Diving past those towers, it's not something they can get away with without being punished with Fnatic's great team fight heroes. And Savage, level 12, the Battle Fury, you know, he's still sailing pretty nicely with the farm. Sure, Huskar, Armel has the lead on it all. But I think you've got to be a little worried if you're TNC that Savage, he's hitting those timings, and he's going to be farming pretty nicely, being able to sweep the map. You talked about the lack of catch. A lot of pressure is on Tims to lead the charge and set up fights onto this AM.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you just actually itemize for a Hex on the OD next. I see you guys. Okay, he has the Hurricane Pike queued up, but I think they might actually just have to go for a Hex like immediately as soon as they can after this. He's gonna still finish up that Dragonlance Hurricane Pike build up first, but yeah, they're gonna really need it to be able to lock down this AM. It can't just be Tims to be able to the one to do so. Back to the game plan, TNC. Look to pressure down those towers, but I mean Fnatic, they've got their ults up again available soon. The tier 1 they don't care about so much, but that tier 2.
Oh. Gabby, what sort of backup does he have here? He's got Tims. Lock him down a little bit. It's very tanky Moon though. He skewers away. They turn their attention towards the easier kill. Jabs will not be able to get out, so TNC at least able for a support, but already we're seeing the difficulty it takes to try and kill like the cores. Mid lane, Ice gets jumped upon, but the Rolling Thunder's out, and he is away. They're struggling to lock down these cores. As Moon and Ice and 23 Savage, they've all got mobility to play around with.
Yeah.
So picking off and fighting, that doesn't seem to be an option for TNC. TNC's best bet is still definitely the group up and objective push. But it's going to get harder and harder because Fnatic's farm on their cores is very good.
They have to, for the next few moments, they have to just kind of contain, make sure they don't make any like glaring mistakes, maybe try to get these small little pickoffs on the side, but it's really all about this next Roshan. That's going to be the big timing where TNC has to really press the issue. And I mean, I usually want to say like, the second Rosh is really when you want to actually get like a Rax advantage, especially when you're playing versus an AM lineup. So they have to really press the issue forward here. As Fnatic, they've actually got the gold lead with an AM Magnus lineup versus a Huskar. You're already definitely feeling quite stressed if you are a TNC fan.
Hey, Gabby. So chance to set up. Tims is in the area. Jumps in. DJ gets the chance to put the Winter's Curse, and that's going to give him space to get away. They're trying to use the ult. Gabby goes in for the kill attempt, but now he's dragged by the Citizen Gaze. They drop the Echo Slam. Gabby turns, looks towards Ice, puts him in an Astral, but Fnatic, they're still good to fight.
The RP!
It's out on the 3. Borrowed time in a Phonic Shield, using the counter plays KP to try and keep his team alive, but they've lost Marge. Gabby's in trouble. Tims comes in again to try and keep the OD safe. Armel's now being able to turn up. Goes in on the Savage. Savage still has the blink, gets away. They've lost a second support on TNC. There's 2 dead. Can they get more? TNC still with their own cores, ready for catching. They've found Jabs, cancels the TP out with the Astral. They'll make sure that both supports are traded in return.
Having KP playing a Batten makes that, you know, the RP, you see it right away. It's like, oh my god, it's on 3 heroes, but then, you know, there's no Batten. He pops ulti, he shields somebody, they're able to actually turn and still fight that a little bit there, but they don't get the big kills. They will, though, get that big tower that they are looking for. They're immediately sending those couriers toward that Rosh pit. to be able to scout when
Gabby's
it does
chasing.
come up. Gabby's trying to chase forward. Doesn't quite get that blink chase, though. And wow, a very early BKB coming out.
All right.
He wants to get involved.
I mean,
And did you see the next item he had queued up pretty soon after that on the AM? Manta Rapier.
He's having a joke.
It's True Strike versus Halberd. What do you mean?
He's not getting a rapier. I mean, I would look 23 Savage. I mean, he's the man when it comes to rapier purchases, but anti-mage rapier.
Abyssal just too good of an item on AM.
We'll
But that would
see,
be pretty
we'll
crazy
see.
if he does go for something like that.
He would be the kind of guy to do it. Up top, Ice. He's been caught. This time, Tim straight on top of them. He has the lockdown. Jabs. Ooh, he's deep it away. He's not going to make it. Tim's easily able to come in, drop another totem.
These kills matter. Gabby, especially getting the ones who's getting the last hits, he's getting close to a Hex. He's got the Mystic Staff, I believe, finished up already now.
I'm playing lovely and aggressive with this blink. You know, 6-0-1, he's just always been leading the way. They've not been able to kill him yet.
Yeah, I love the build-up, him going for that. So because he knows he can play that like aggressive style. He knows that the way that Fnatic wants to play this game is just very passively and just getting 23 Savage online. And now Rosh is up. Can Fnatic contest this one? They have all their ults, and they have very strong ones around that Rosh pit as well, but it is starting to die pretty quickly. AM, though. 23 Savage is actually just looking to hit on the bottom side, but there is an OD there to respond. And it does not look like the Fnatic can respond whatsoever. TNC already has wards placed out too. March, he's actually just walking up into the high ground versus an anti-mage as an enchantress. No fear.
Armo charging in. You got Tim's in the mid. Tim's actually getting a jump on, but now he turns. Moon, he committed for this. The Winter's Curse from DJ is used. Do they have any follow their head again? RP on the 2, and the Savage goes in with the BKB. This anti-mage, he's ready to fight. He's finished farming way earlier than ever any other anti-mage ever before. He looks towards Armel. The Aegis is taken. They've killed off 2.5 of them. Can they do Armel a second time? He's back up with a second life. The BKB for Savage wears off, so he'll hold back. But very, very active involvement. A 24-minute AM with this BKB, seeing the opportunity of fight, and it's a great time. He stops TNC from keeping their Aegis. Now it's a lot harder for TNC to make something happen off the back of that Roshan, and they lose 2 pretty big heroes. Tim's is gone, and so is Gabby, and Gabby, he hadn't died yet this game. 23 Savage making these great item decisions.
Yeah, and it really is so much about that timing with the Aegis, with the cheese, that you're able to just really press your advantage as a Huskar lineup to try to take a Rex. But Moon, with that bait, he pretty much just forces all of them in there. In 23 Savage, he's able to actually stick on top of Gabby and get a nice mana void.
Yeah, he just knows he can go in, has nothing to worry about, and is exactly what Fnatic needed to just continue to stop TNC from being able to build up that power that they were hoping for off the back of the Rosh.
Yep, and now all they really need to do is just keep their lanes pushed out. And there's no Aegis, so TNC is going to feel a lot more at risk of doing any of those type of plays, pushing past the river, going for any of those like deep other towers. Definitely feeling good for Fnatic here, though. Even though you still see that Huskar, top net worth, it's that AM, he's trickling. He's gonna catch him very soon. Surprised to see how farmed the Wyvern is, too. Surprising, but not so surprising because it's DJ. But level 14 with a Blink Dagger, so he can have good positioning, and
Oh, there's something out to BKB TP up.
They keep setting up on him, the dynamic duo, it seems. Gabby and Tim's constantly looking for these aggressive plays. Oh, a nice pickup for 23 Savage. Look at that. His free Vladimir's for an anti-mage. Paladin Sword.
Level 19 as well, with all these fights that Savage has been able to get involved in.
Gonna have to sell his Wraith Bands already, though. We'll be able to pick up that ulti up and get closer to that Manta style. Losing a little bit of gold value on those Wraiths.
Mooney's going for the Orchid, something that's very, very necessary against KP. Now he can sort of look to get in with the RP and the silence to make sure that KP cannot use the active element of borrowed time and Aphotic Shield to save himself +1 from the RP.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, I mean, it's very different type of pickup, very different type of style. I think it's also just really nice versus OD in a lot of the games.
Sure.
In a lot of the cases throughout the whole game as well. So, yeah, okay. I mean, I think he knows he's the Empower bot. He's going to be able to get some of his right clicks, but his job is really just to ensure that 23 Savage has the best game possible, so. Unorthodox, though.
Back to pushing again, TNC down bottom. A little split, Tim's in the mid. Gotta be careful, Curse into the big skewer back. Tim's, he does have the backup of the OD coming in, and Fnatic will respect that. They won't stand around any longer than they need to. Spaces there up top for Savage to take a tier 2 on his own.
He still has the rapier queued up.
I mean, there's honestly, if he does it, I mean, it's good. I mean, with the BKB and the rapier.
Versus Halberd, he's going to hit right through him, right?
And they may just need that sort of crazy damage to kill Armel reliably.
Top tower is under attack.
We'll see if he does it. We'll see if he does it. But there's definitely every reason to believe that he will, knowing what we've seen so far from 23 Savage.
I'd be really, I mean, I'm excited for it. I hope so.
Middle tower is under attack.
It could be the big brain play. And you know he's going to feel a little tempted after how impactful it was last game. Obviously a very different situation, but
yeah. But still.
It is that item. You get it and you get away with it, you just win the game. If he BKBs jumps on these heroes, there's not a lot that they can do to get him off them.
No, they have no BKB piercing anything really on the side of TNC. He should be able to have free reign when he does stick on the target. As jump forward, Moon.
See, they have the skewer back, dragging Armel up to the high ground. He's separated from the rest of the Moon, popping the BKB, trying to take down Tim's on his own. Tim's is able to back away. Jabs throws out the chain front. There's the big mana boy. 23 Savage just blows up Gabby. Now turns his attention over towards Armel. Ice, bouncing around, knocking him around. Armel is able to pop the cheese, pushes them back with the disarm. Tim's, he's in the 2-man slam. He's caught Moon, he's caught the AM. Moon is falling low, will die to the burning spears. Tim's falls, but he already did his job. Savage is still fighting fit though. This anti-mage has taken no damage at all. Will get rooted, but he jumps across. There's the RP from Moon, locking down Armel. Pulls back KP with the shockwave. KP trying to offer up what he can, but KP is out of mana. Armel is still burning them all down. This Huskar, they cannot quite kill him. He's trying Savage, but he has to retreat. Blinks away. Armel just too strong.
He just holds his ground. I believe who's got that solar crest? It is March. March is also able to survive in most of the fights because as soon as the AM turns to hit an Enchantress, he actually does not have the attack speed to be able to kill this. And so the Ench is constantly throwing the solar crest onto that Huskar and making him that much stronger.
I mean, and if I'm 23 Savage, I'm looking at that fight and I'm saying,
I need damage.
I need a rape. Well, we see it here again. I mean, some lovely plays. Tim's as well, getting away as he did in that top right. He's so low, and he just getting back in with that echo. He just keeps that extra bit of control being there. He pretty much dies. You know, still juking those shockwaves. And Armel, meanwhile, is just picking them off one by one. Then comes Tim's. It's just, you know, that sure Tim's dies, but it's that extra bit of lockdown that allows Armel to just reposition, get over there, and just continue to keep the fight in TNC's favor.
They don't get Savage, though. And speaking of Savage, he now has claimed the top net worth of the game. But he is not going to be going right.
Oh, well, maybe. His team.
He still has the choice. Maybe he's doing that for his team.
Yes.
His team clicks on him. Oh, he's going MKB. We're good. Little do they know.
Little do they know.
Nice jump forward there by the OD, picking up a solo kill. Has to pop the ulti, but I think he's just trying to get closer and closer toward that Hex, which I believe was pretty much finished up now for the OD. So more ways to at least try to catch the anti-mage pre-BKB. Pre-BKB usage.
I mean, just because how do they kill this Huskar? It seemed pretty much impossible in that fight. They had the full 5 of them. They couldn't deal with Armel.
They have to isolate him. The thing is, he still had like teammates kind of rallied around him.
Sure.
He had the solar crest. He had like some of these little buffs that was making him that much stronger. If they can isolate him, then they should. And this item also will help quite a lot, as we see picked up too. The MKBs versus that Halberd.
Disappointment.
A disappointment. Ooh, Paladin Sword plus Satanic as well, you know, now on a Huskar. So he was already lifestealing a lot. Now not only does he have more lifesteal, but his lifesteal is also more effective with that wonderful item that we love so much. And KP's going a fun item. Probably one of my my favorite items from TI that we saw. The Aghanim's Abaddon. The constant miscoil heals to be able to protect your allies.
Yeah, it's just going to make that
Are scanning.
even harder to take down Armel.
Mm-hmm.
With KP in the neighborhood and Fnatic.
I'll give them a
See what sort of a catch they can get with this smoke. Sweeping around, all ultimates good to go for themselves.
They know Rosh is going to be spawning soon. That's why they're trying to get a fight before that does happen. Because they know TNC, as soon as Rosh goes up, that's exactly where they're going to run to. And they do not want to fight versus another Aegis.
Now March, he's not really the dream catch.
Oh, he's still annoying to kill because of Untouchable. Unless he walks up straight up by himself. But the jump.
He's in. Ice, puts the BKB in the Rolling Thunder, starts to play around with Armel and KP. But in fact, the life break, Armel's trying to chase in onto the Pangolier. Another swashbuckle gets Ice back up to the high ground. March turns towards Moon, but a skew away will save him. Gabby does catch jabs on the back.
Hey, I mean, March they can't kill the Enchantress. The attack speed slow is just too much for them. As into Rosh they go. It's an Aghanim's Blessing on that Rosh as well. We see 23 Savages already immediately trying to push top a bit in. They got to get in here soon.
Moon, he's going for it. He's going to start the action looking at Armel, but Armel just turns, lifesteals up, and that's the BKB committed by Moon. So he won't have the BKB if he wants to try and get in there a second time. Roche getting low. Fnatic, they've got to do something soon. DJ's going to be able to make a play. W heads in, but Roshan is down. They did get the kill on Roshan Fnatic, but Gabby is able to secure the Aegis.
Okay. He stole what? The Aghanim's Blessing, and I think the cheese was still on the side of...
Yes.
I didn't see where the cheese went.
Savage got the Aghanim's Blessing.
Yeah.
For himself, so he was able to stop TNC from getting that. And
Cheese done, Armel.
So yeah, so TNC, they got the cheese and the Aegis. Fnatic, they got the kill and the Blessing.
Yeah, so you see that gold lead. It jumps up because of how much that Aghanim's Blessing is worth. So that's why you see the anti-mages, that net worth really skyrocket and it really go to a 6K net worth just because of that item.
And this, not an Aghanim's we see pretty much ever. It's pretty terrible. Not what you'd ever build on an anti-mage. Whoa. It's
Gabby?
Moon.
Gabby?
He's dead. He's just going to kill Gabby for this, surely.
He's got Aegis.
Blink is on cooldown. Can he take him the once? He's got to back off. He knows the rest of TNC's there, so he cannot afford to try and pop the Aegis of Gabby. But so this one... So what?
It puts the spell on cooldown.
You've got to kill someone with the Mana Void. It's very, very specific. I think there is still like that little bit of a timing where you hit them with a Mana Void, you have like a second or something to kill them after, and they do get that debuff. And it puts the last spell you used on an additional cooldown. How much is it again?
Is it like 70 seconds?
100 second
cooldown. Oh, it's 100.
Cooldown.
Oh my god, I have never seen this item before, ever, built on an anti-mage, so...
I mean, it can really mess with some of these heroes, right? You take, just little things.
What if it's Fissure?
Exactly.
100 second cooldown. Oh my god, speaking of it though,
he didn't expect that. He didn't expect that,
he has no buyback. Neither does... Are they just gonna... Did they just lose?
Dude, he's short of buyback because his net worth is inflated by the Aghanim's Blessing.
Yeah.
Oh no! It's not a blessing, it's an Aghanim's curse! He should be fine. Well,
he's short.
He's short 50 gold.
They're gonna lose at least a set. Okay, he's got buyback. They got a bounty rune. I said
they got the bounty rune.
Okay.
Crisis averted.
Thank God for Daryl.
Even though they don't want to expend it, they are going to have to just let that mid-Rax go. As TNC take the mid-set of Rax. And they'll move on for more. I mean, it's 50 seconds. They really want to try and poke and force that buyback out from the anti-mage.
Absolutely. That 35-minute mark. This is a very ideal time. Look how much lifesteal he gets, even without the Satanic on, because of that Paladin sword.
He doesn't want to buy back.
He really does.
Maybe when the Magnus is up.
That's probably, maybe that was what he was waiting for, but it's dropping. They have the Frost Shield on it. Pango's starting to commit forward.
Here we go. Starting the action, Ice. Still 25 seconds before Savage is in. Moon goes in with the skewer back, gets Armel very weak. And there's the buyback. RPUs, they'll jump in, looking for the commitment with the defensive Astral. Only was able to get in time, keeping Armel safe for a little bit. He's back out, and now Armel's good to fight. Savage trying to commit with the BKB, burning the mana of Armel. But Armel turns his attention back towards the melee Rax, as he'll finish that off. Oh, Willie Moon gets another skewer in. Armel, he's still ever so strong. Cheese is popped. Full health he goes. They do get the full second set of Rax. As Fnatic now in a very rocky position. 2 Rax down, an AM buyback used. and they couldn't punish TNC for it at all.
Oh, one blink by 23 Savage, too aggressive down in that bottom side of the map, and they get so punished by it. They have no way to fight either, because the Magnus had no buyback. You saw that, right? They were just waiting for the Mag to respawn for them to actually have any type of fighting chance, but TNC, they just rallied behind this enormous Huskar, and they have the saves, right? Like the OD. Sure, you saw the Huskar. He got dragged under the towers, but that was a clutch Astral coming out from Gabby. I even saw DJ. DJ bought a refresher in that fight, too, on the Wyvern to try to maybe set up for some further situation in the fight, but TNC was just able to disengage too easily. And
oh no!
23 Savage, the Hex.
Oh
that's game.
That is game. Oh, feels bad for Savage. That is almost certainly the end of Fnatic's run here. Those 2 deaths.
Yeah, those 2 mistakes.
And he's gone.
There's a couple of them too.
They're out the tournament unless they can do some sort of a miracle.
There is no way that they can kill this Huskar with an Abaddon sitting behind him with an Aghanims, especially with all the items he's got with no AM. Oh, what a way to go out for Fnatic. They're gonna try.
He's gonna look for the skewer back on Armel. Armel diving in even deeper. He says, please, I'll happily fight you. Hex is there on DJ. DJ dead without buyback. TNC, they'll clean up the 3rd final set of racks, get the Megas, and they're on to the tier 4s as they are more than ready to shut this one down and take a step forward here at the Leipzig Major. Gabby just bullying Fnatic, holding them inside the fountain. They have no means, no way to fight TNC, as TNC are far too strong right now. 1 tier 4 left. Ice getting blocked up by the Fisheries, trying to bounce around. He's trying to slow them down. Buy some sort of time for backup to come in. Moon skewers in, pops the BKB. Armel jumps straight on top of them. They're throwing out the chain thrust. They'll have Wyvern back in 10 seconds, but the Ancient is falling. The Frost Shield slows it down a little bit, but there's no way they can stop TNC. GG is called, and TNC take game 3 and take the series 2-1. They will move on as they knock Fnatic down and out.
I mean, I really love this Huskar pick, and I mean, March, I like the way March like itemized too, and this Enchantress, he went for this, the Solar Crest, and he's this Enchantress that's actually unkillable in the fights, and he just buffs up this Huskar over and over again. But Fnatic, Savage, with a couple missteps, a couple misblinks, just gets completely destroyed.
I mean, you get caught out like that once, the game becomes incredibly hard. Get caught out 2 times in a row down on that bottom half of the map. There's nothing that the rest of the team can do. It's game over.
Such a good
It's all down the path.
That Huskar last pick really seemed
it
like such a good answer to the draft that Fnatic had. He knew that they could set the pace, set the tempo, and that's exactly what they did.
And you've got to be aware of that against TNC. I think one of the best teams of hitting you hard with a Huskar, right? Yeah. Armel just plays it perfectly. He knows the exact timings. He knows the exact limits of the hero. He becomes this unkillable beast. And of course, it was not just the Armel show. The rest of TNC around him creating these beautiful scenarios where he can just go to work. The control, it was lacking, but with the build from Gabby and such, him and Tims were able to make so much happen in the team fights with the Blinkins, Astral setups, the way that they could sort of dissect Fnatic and take them apart one by one to allow Armel to go to work was beautiful to see.
Yeah, it really was the dynamic duo that just constantly were able to. They had 23 Savage's number. They always seemed to know the position that he was farming him. They even read the blink movements as well. Yeah, really strongly executed. Game plan by TNC.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. TNC, they will move on. They had a bit of a tough time in some of the games earlier, but these performances show us that TNC, they still have that magic that they've showed us at the previous major. Can they carry it through to more victories? We'll find out as we continue to follow their run here at the Leipzig major. But for now, taking that victory here, 2-1, TNC knocking Fnatic down.